Jammu and Kashmir, a state that was once said to be one of those which were having a special status. Now in 2019, the central government brought in an act in order to substitute the special status with that of a union territory. The Supreme Court will be delivering a very significant verdict on December 11, that is Monday, giving out its verdict on the constitutional validity of the abrogation of Article 370, which granted a special status to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Remember that the matter was being heard by a 5-judges bench of the Supreme Court, that is a constitution bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, Dr. Justice Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud, and this verdict would be answering various questions. A, whether the amendment that was brought in by the government to abrogate Article 370 was constitutional in nature or not, whether converting Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories was right or not, and in fact a very significant question: if at all there was no constituent assembly, can the president or in fact the governor act on behalf of that particular constituent assembly? Are these questions to be answered by the Supreme Court? Now, the hearing continued for over 16 days in the last marathon hearing days, and in fact the central government defended this particular amendment, saying that this was a way to not only rectify the pasts of the government, the mistakes that were made in the past, but also what is very clear to note is that it was the intent of Article 370 was to integrate Jammu and Kashmir into India, and the abrogation of this article is definitely something that makes Jammu and Kashmir one with the country. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, who had led the submissions for in fact the petitioners, very clearly argued that this was not done in the right way. He went on to say that taking out the special status Jammu and Kashmir is something that is a hit to the state and takes away the whole essence of the state from itself. Now, what is also very clear is that it has also been stated by the petitioners that there has been no representative democracy in fact Jammu and Kashmir for past 5 years and more, and in fact there should be elections that should happen. In fact, the government of India had also told the Supreme Court that it is all set and ready to in fact hold polls in Jammu and Kashmir. However, the same can only be decided by the Election Commission of India, which is the constituent and the most important body when it comes to holding of polls. Now, whether or not all of this would play up in the hands of the government, whether the abrogation's constitutional validity would be upheld by the Supreme Court or not, whether there would be certain changes that would be made, but the pitch of the central government since the very beginning in this matter has remained that this was something that was done to rectify the mistakes that had happened in the past. Not only this, that this move has in fact helped in curbing down terrorism and to restore peace in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which is now converted into a union territory.